let me start first by sharing this with you. I mean, there's somebody who's within us who asked me a question, very worried. He came to me and asked, but Mr. Njie, why are you doing this? What has this got to do with real estate development? So I told him that, look, you know what, when you come to the conference, I will respond, because I want to respond so that everybody will hear this. But my response to that question is that I have always followed my passion in life. 43 years ago, when I left school, I followed my passion. And that's an answer I give to young entrepreneurs. These days, what I do most is I give motivational speeches and inspirational talks. As an 18-year-old, when I left high school, my passion was in carpentry. I'm so, Kabir, you remember how I used to make the candle stand and the shoe rack. So I followed my passion, and my passion led me to operating in 8 African countries, in real estate, having a vision of developing 1 million homes over the next 20 years, and met quite a number of African presidents and heads of states. Actually, I've been to about 46 African countries in delivering and still following my passion. And for that reason, I am now following that same passion to empower African youths. That's the passion I have now. And for that reason, let me just share my philosophy of life these days. Some, it might sound like a broken record. I take life to be what I call the 4 quarters of life. And that is from 0 to 80. All of us will agree here that 80, you would have lived long. So I divide these 80 years by 4. So from 0 to 20, actually everything you do in life mostly is being done by parents, your guardians. You know, you never do things for yourself. That's the first quarter. The second quarter is between 20 and 40. Between 20 and 40, just think about it, that's when you start life. That's when probably you would have finished your education. That's when you start your family. That's when you start a business in the religious world, in the social world. That's when you're just starting. Success never strikes at this period, in this quarter. There are very few who are extremely lucky in life that will come up with success, but they're the absolute minority. Now, the third quarter is between 40 and 60. That's when really success strikes. And at times, it's a make it or break it. Some can pick up the pieces again and be successful. That's when actually you finish raising a family, most of the time educated your kids, you know. That's when really you now going into the 4th quarter. Now the 4th quarter where we are in now, I've just entered the 4th quarter. And the 4th quarter, I think I have 2 things in my life that's left in the 4th quarter. There are others who've entered this. I can see Dr. Kabir and Alaji Alumboy there. You are the doyen of the 4th quarter. But in the 4th quarter, there's 2 things I'm concentrating on now. One is my relationship with my Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to make that all the sins I've committed, I repent. And then the third, the most important, is my legacy. And that's what I'm working on. Now, everything I do now is not about developing houses. It's not about developing estates. It's not about having the zeros in my bank account. Because I have for a very long time worked on continuity within my business. Today, my average management age both in Nigeria and here is 30. And I thank God and I trust them. Actually, all the work that you see here is being done by them. Because I am in my retirement age, I'm building up my legacy through this. You can remember last year when the president was here, he said that I could have been retired, but I'm not tired. Yes, I agree, I'm not tired, but I am not tired working on making money. I am not trying to leave those long zeros in my bank account. For me, that is irrelevant. I'm not trying to leave houses behind. What I want to do is to develop human resources capacity within the African continent. That's my legacy. Now, because of that, I've set up my foundation, the TAF Africa Foundation, with, some few objectives. One is TAFCON. As you can see, this is the 4th time that we're doing it, and it's growing bigger. Again, let me just break there and tell you what passion brings. When I started this, I'm not trying to make any money out of this. As I said, it's just for my legacy. But last month, I was in Joburg in South Africa, and I met 2 entrepreneurs who came to meet me. And they searched me online. And guess what? Now they want to brand TAFCON in all the Southern African states. And you know what that means? Sponsorship, royalties, you name it. So again, for the young people, when you follow your passion, then the money will come. Then the second is the TAF Enterprise Network. I have set up a network of young entrepreneurs, mainly between their 20s, early 30s, and we do meet with them. We invite, experienced entrepreneurs to talk to them. And we make, at times, from month to month or every other month. The TAF Training Institute also, all of us do know how human resources capacity suffers in this country. So therefore, we think we are morally obliged to set up a training institute, mainly vocational, so we can address these needs. The 4th is the Gambia Disability Trust Fund. 2 years ago, we set up a trust fund and already financed about 30 members of the differently able. We give them each about $10,000 to start their business. And the second batch actually who applied are qualified. We're going to have 20 who are going to be given about $30,000 on Saturday. And this initiative is being done together with my chairman, Dr. Karamo Sonko, who was our guest speaker. By the way, he sent his apologies. He couldn't make it this year. He also runs a foundation called Hino Enterprise, and together we are running this fund. The last and not the least is the TAF Startups, which is the newest, and I think it's the highlight of today. We thought that we need to invest in our young people. So what we did was to have a startup competition. This was launched in November. And some of the criteria were, one, that you need to be between the ages of 18 and 30. You need to run your business I think about 2 years or so in business. You must have a bank account. You must have a registered business. And there's a star prize of $1 million, followed by a first runner-up, a second prize of $500,000, and then the third prize is $250,000. Now, what we have done as a surprise, we are also giving out a consolation prize for all the finalists of $50,000 each. There were about 100 entries when we launched this. Then we selected about 24 and then had 10 finalists. Let's just quickly now give out the winners. I'm sure everybody's excited to know who the winners are. So let's start with the consolation prizes. With the consolation prizes, I will call on Green Hectares Farm. Green Hectares Farm, and you can just give them that. Green Hectares Farms will get a consolation of $50,000. Want to take a picture? Thank you. Then we have Travel Eco. Green Hectare, his name is Omar Jallo. And then Travel Eco is Seiduba. Then we have AF Recycle, that's Fatu Amira Mambure. Then we have Nested Clinical Services, Lamin Jafune. Then Sarah's Bakery, Bintu Dibasi. Then Nature's Gift Care, Ndei Awasise. Then the last amongst the consolation prizes, Gam Dairy, Ibrahima Jata. Is it Gam Dairy or Gam Dairy, sorry. Yeah, okay, well. So can we now have the last three, those who haven't heard their name, to come and stand here? So one thing that we know is that the minimum is that somebody will take away $250,000. That's the minimum that one of these will collect. Now, can I have Isa to call out the second runner-up, please?
The second runner-up is Kameko, Ride Africa.
Thank you and congratulations. Now, the first runner-up, can I have our guest speaker to open up the envelope? That comes with $500,000. And I'm sure when he calls the name, everybody will know the first runner-up. So the first runner-up will be opened by the Honorable Minister and then giving us the privilege to hand over the check. So you call out the first runner-up.
The first runner-up is ML's Poultry Farm, Modu Lamin Fati.
Thank you.
Congrats, ML.
Thank you very much, Mustapha. I think with this one, I don't need to call the name, but my ministry needs revenue, so the winner is the Ministry of Finance. It's a pleasure to announce the winner and the champion, Amisohna Ha Aparat.
Congratulations.